Bedtime History Stories, Episode 1. The Lost Library of Alexandria. Close your eyes. Take a slow breath in and out. Tonight, we drift back through time to a city where every question once had an answer. Where scrolls whispered secrets of the stars, medicine, and machines. A city that held the knowledge of the ancient world. This was Alexandria. Chapter 1, The City of Light. 2,000 years ago, on the shimmering shores of Egypt, a city rose from the desert sands. Founded by Alexander the Great, Alexandria became the brightest jewel of the ancient world. Its marble streets reflected sunlight like mirrors. Its lighthouses guided ships from distant lands. But its true light did not come from stone or fire. It came from knowledge. Inside the heart of the city stood something extraordinary, the Great Library of Alexandria. Scholars, poets, astronomers, and philosophers from every corner of the world gathered there. Imagine walking its endless corridors. The air filled with the scent of papyrus and warm oil lamps. Scribes bent over their desks, copying the thoughts of civilizations. Every ship that entered the harbor was searched for books. Scrolls were borrowed, copied, and added to the library's growing treasure. The library was more than a building. It was a dream, to hold all human knowledge under one roof. The Library of Alexandria was the first internet. The first global network of ideas. And within its walls, humanity reached for the stars. Chapter 2, The Golden Age of Knowledge. The library was not Egyptian alone. It was a world united by curiosity. Greek scholars debated beside Persian mathematicians. Indian scientists shared their discoveries in numbers and medicine. Egyptian astronomers charted the heavens above the Nile. They built machines that lifted water, studied the human body, and predicted eclipses centuries ahead. They believed that every truth, no matter its origin, belonged to everyone. In this city, knowledge was sacred. Not for power, not for wealth, but for understanding. For nearly 300 years, Alexandria shone like a beacon across the world. Until one night, the light began to fade. Chapter 3, The First Flames. It began in the year 48 before the birth of Christ. Julius Caesar had arrived in Egypt, chasing his rival Pompey. His ships rested near the docks of Alexandria, dangerously close to the warehouses that stored papyrus scrolls. During battle, fire arrows were launched. The flames caught the wooden ships, then spread across the harbor. In hours, the fire reached the storehouses filled with scrolls. Tens of thousands of manuscripts, gone. The crackling sound of burning parchment filled the air like rain. Caesar later wrote, calmly, part of the city burned. But he never mentioned what truly perished. Centuries of science, poetry, and history, erased in smoke. Humanity did not yet understand what it had lost. Knowledge does not scream when it dies. It simply disappears. Quietly. Chapter 4, The Second Fall. Slow and sorrowful. Decades passed. The library tried to rise again. New scrolls were gathered, new scholars arrived. But the age of open curiosity was ending. Rome's grip tightened. Science was replaced by superstition. The idea of questioning the divine became dangerous. When Christianity spread across the empire, temples of learning were branded as pagan. And in the year 391, Emperor Theodosius ordered the destruction of the Serapeum. the last great branch of the library. Crowds stormed the temple. Statues shattered. Scrolls thrown into the streets, trampled into dust. What survived was scattered, hidden in private homes or buried beneath stone. The world forgot the names of its greatest thinkers. And the flame of Alexandria dimmed to a flicker. Chapter 5, The Final Silence. Whispering tone. Centuries later, new conquerors arrived. The Arab armies swept through Egypt. They found the ruins of a city that once knew everything. The legend says the Caliph Omar, when told about the scrolls, declared, "If they agree with the Book of God, they are not needed. If they disagree, they are dangerous." And so, the remaining scrolls were used as fuel for the city's baths. For 6 months, they say, the water ran warm with burning knowledge. Whether myth or truth, the effect was real. After that, silence. No trace of the library was ever found. No catalogue? No inventory? It was as if an entire continent of knowledge had vanished from the earth. Chapter 6, What We Lost. Imagine what those scrolls contained. Maps of lands not yet discovered. Blueprints of machines centuries ahead of their time. Mathematical theories that might have changed history. Cures for illnesses that would haunt humanity for another 2,000 years. The engineer hero of Alexandria had already described a primitive steam engine. Archimedes had nearly discovered calculus. The knowledge was there, waiting for minds ready to use it. But the fire did not only destroy paper. It destroyed momentum. The world slowed. Civilization forgot how far it had come. And for nearly 1,000 years, the West lived in the shadow of its own forgotten light. Chapter 7, The Echo in the East. Yet knowledge is like water. You cannot burn it completely. It flows, it seeps, it hides. Some scholars fled east, carrying what they could. They found refuge in Persia and later in the great cities of the Islamic world. Baghdad, Damascus, Samarkand, these cities became new homes for the old light. There, translators preserved the works of Aristotle, Ptolemy, and Hippocrates. They studied algebra, optics, and medicine. When Europe finally awakened during the Renaissance, those same ideas returned, reborn, yet ancient. The Library of Alexandria had not truly died. It had simply changed address. Chapter 8, The Modern Search. Today, archaeologists still search the ruins of Alexandria. Beneath the modern city, divers have found pillars, statues, and ancient docks. But no shelves, no scrolls, no clear trace of the Great Library. Perhaps the sea claimed it. Perhaps it was rebuilt in smaller forms, hidden in monasteries. Or perhaps, as some believe, the knowledge still sleeps beneath the harbor, waiting for the right tide. Every time a new discovery is made. A lost manuscript, a fragment of papyrus. We hear the faint echo of Alexandria's voice. It reminds us that history is not a straight line. It breathes, it forgets, it remembers again. Chapter 9, Reflection. So, tonight as you rest, picture the harbor of Alexandria under the stars. The air is warm. The sea is calm. Somewhere, in the darkness, the library still glows faintly. A light not of fire, but of memory. Knowledge cannot truly die. It only waits, patiently, for those who dare to seek it again. And maybe, In your dreams tonight, you will walk its halls. You will touch a scroll, and as you unroll it, the letters will shimmer with everything we have forgotten, and everything we can still remember. Sleep well, traveler of time. Dream curious dreams. Because even when knowledge burns, curiosity survives. And someday, the Lost Library will open again. This was Bedtime History Stories. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this journey, subscribe, and let the next story find you when the night grows quiet.